Welcome back, artists. Today we're going to be coloring in our illuminated letter. Now before I do anything today, I need to make sure I go in and I erase out any pencil marks that I can still see. Sometimes when I trace, I don't get exactly on the pencil lines, which is fine. I just want to make sure that I erase those out with my eraser so that I don't see them anymore. It just makes my project look a lot nicer. And sometimes too, if we color over pencil with markers, it gets kind of smudgy and yucky. All right, now that I've erased, I am ready to start coloring in. The first thing I need to do is pick out what colors I'm going to use. I can use anywhere from 2 to 5 colors, but I can't use any more than 5. This way your colors repeat throughout your picture, and it creates something called harmony in art, where it ties it all together and makes it look complete. So there are my colors. Now when we color with markers, we always start with the lightest color first so that we don't accidentally mix our colors and smudge them. So my lightest color is my orange here. I'm gonna start with that one. When we color with markers in art class, we use lines to do that. First thing I need to do is I need to outline the shape that I'm going to color in before I do anything else. And when I do this, I want to make sure that I use the edge of my marker. I don't use the tip. If I use the tip of my marker, I could smush it and make it flat, and that makes our markers not last as long. If we use the side, it actually goes a whole lot faster and it'll keep our markers happier for longer. So I'm gonna take my marker and I'm gonna line my tip up here with the line that I'm going to follow. And I'm gonna, with my marker on its edge, I'm gonna follow that line really carefully, making sure my tip stays on that line. And I can turn my paper if I need to make sure that I continue to do that. As I go. Ooh, that twisty one really means I have to turn my paper a lot. And then I'm going to continue to follow all of my outlines first before I do any coloring in, making sure that I stay with the tip on that line. I want it to touch, using the side of my marker. Sometimes when I use the side of my marker, I need to hold my marker a little bit further back than how I would hold a pencil, so that it stays on the side. Oop, and I gotta turn. Now that I've outlined my shape, I can go back in and I'm going to color the rest of the white space in. I see as I went down the side, it filled in some of the spaces, but I'm gonna fill in the rest of my white space with lines. So I don't wanna color back and forth like this, like I would with crayons. I wanna go in one direction. So I'm gonna hold it on the side and I'm gonna make a line all the way down to fill in that space. And then if there's still some white, I can do another line right next to it. But I'm always coloring in the same direction. If I miss a little bit, I can always go and fill it back in. But notice how I don't go back and forth. I'm not changing directions. I'm still holding it on the side and I'm filling it in with lines. Okay, I need to think about if there's anywhere else that I want this color to be, because remember, I start with my lightest color first. I don't want to switch back and forth. So maybe I want to decide where else I want this orange and I'm going to color it in. On to the next lightest color, because we go from lightest to darkest. I think my red here would be the next one, the next darkest. So now I'm going to go in and color anywhere that I want this red to be. Remember, I need to color in one direction when I do this. Next darkest color is going to be my green, and I want this area here that kind of looks like seaweedy to be green, and probably my leaves too. And I want you to watch here with the squiggly line how even though the shape isn't quite as straight, as the A is, the coloring with lines still works really well. So I'm going to hold my marker back a little bit further if I need to, so that it stays on the side. My tip is going to point towards the line I'm following, and I might need to turn my paper while I'm tracing, because remember, I have to outline my shape first. If I miss a little bit, I can always go back and fill it in. And I'm just going to do this section here, but then I would continue to color it in with lines, one direction. Now, another thing I want you to notice is when I do my line, I actually pick my marker up and then I go down again. So it's not back to get back to the top. It's down, pick my marker up, down, down, all in one direction to fill in the space.